Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back your lovely faces to a brand new video here on the channel. Today we're going to take a look at an article which is written by someone who no longer has a job because of Dan Wootton and his legal threats. So what we are going to be talking about is Ollie Boone. He wrote an article for the Byland Times. Ollie Boone is the co-founder of the website Democracy Unlocked, which literally was telling the truth about things and just posting articles. Here's what we got. Our small site Democracy Unlocked had to shut down after reporting on Wootton. Ollie Boone reflects on the devastation of a group, Democracy Unlocked, dedicated to telling readers the truth, which had to cease operating after receiving legal threats from the TV presenter. You know, the one who is all for free speech and no censorship. Cast your mind back to a time when you had a big idea, an idea you thought could be a big break. Some procrastinate, and then there is me and my group of friends. We put our entire life into our idea, and we never expected it to end in tears of panic and the threat of being sued for the little money we even had left. That's the story of Democracy Unlocked, a project a group of passionate readers turned writers put everything into. The story of me and my friends when we saw a gap in the market for honest reporting, not dodging the facts, but heading straight for them, no matter what the political dynamics at play. We saw it as our duty, as writers, to give our readers the absolute truth. We invested everything in this. It wasn't even just about the money, but the relentless hours brainstorming our next big idea. Passionate, full of energy, any hour of the day, hoping that our readers would come to love our passion for the truth, something which has recently been lost in translation. So with that part right by there, I do want to say that is actually very true. There is so many news outlets now where they are going ahead with lies. Even if they have the actual documents and the facts in front of them, they will put out a line just to forward their agenda. Perfect example of this is the Trevor Bauer incident, who is a baseball player. The Athletic, Molly Knight, who worked for him, keyword, she put out an article stating that Trevor Bauer fractured the skull of this woman. They had the documents, the medical documents at that. Medical documents didn't even say she had a fractured skull. She had no injury like that whatsoever. But they still put it out. And then you had USA Today, you had CNN, all these other places. They ran with the story. That's what's going on in the world this day and age. This is why with a lot of things, it's even when the facts and everything are out there, they still lie. We were never politically swayed. Our group of writers had many different views and everybody knew the fact were more important than that. We didn't want to fit into a political box, but we wanted to be bold and honest in everything we did. Part of that was looking for the real story, the one nobody would mention. So we decided to publish the story of Dan Wootton and his alleged behaviour towards people who considered him to be a reputable journalist. Little did they know, as the Byland Times has reported, Wootton was using that exact mindset to pursue them in secret. Under his alias, Martin Branning, a fake online identity he has never denied being or being connected to, although he does deny criminality. It's something we sat in shock comprehending. We saw it as our duty to look into these revelations and to get them out as quickly as possible. All the accusations compiled in an easy-to-follow format. We did our due diligence, reached out directly to Wootton, and gave him a very fair deadline, hoping that we could get his response in. The deadline passed and absolutely nothing hit our inbox. We held out and finally it came through. It wasn't what we were usually receiving, no. It was a law firm. We were shocked as we hadn't dealt with this before. Our naivety showed. It felt like we had been slapped into place, but I had a gut feeling that we still needed to go ahead and publish. So I responded to the email and thanked the law firm for its response. At this stage, I didn't seriously consider that Wootton would want to take action against a small site. It just seemed so unlikely. We were wrong. We wrote to Wootton's representatives again, giving them a very fair deadline of 48 hours. This was a story progressing minute by minute, and we knew we didn't have long to push it out and give our readers the rundown. We wanted to respond as quickly as possible and tried everything possible to reach his representatives, emailing 5 different people for one comment. We didn't want to deny Wootton the opportunity to comment on the allegations against him. Then came another legal letter, this time even harsher, basically telling us we had no right to publish these allegations and that there was no public interest in them. Dan Wootton is a public figure. He's in the public eye. He's on a public platform. He has a show 4 nights a week. Well, at the moment he doesn't because he's been suspended, and by the sounds of it, he may be fired this week. That's according to Calvin Robinson, the ex-GB News presenter, who was himself axed just because he stuck up for someone. But this is a man who, champions free speech. He champions no censorship. People can say what they want and we're going to do it. Unless you're talking about him where there's evidence proving that he allegedly, now, did all these horrible things for the last decade and a half. And it says, obviously, despite Wootton trending for days across social media, but no established media outlet reporting on them, which is kind of interesting because, obviously, we showed you the email that him and his law firm, or this one guy who, according to a lot of things online, again, he's not exactly a bed of roses and he's done horrible things himself, allegedly. After the second letter, things changed. We went into complete panic mode. The project we had put our money in felt like the reason we could end up in court. And for what? Telling the truth? For the free speech that figures like Dan Wootton chant on about every single day. We thought Democracy Unlocked was the type of outlet that free speech seekers would admire, that they might not agree with everything we published or even respect the facts as presented to them, but that they would admire us for expressing the freedom we had to click publish. Little did we know that this was just the start of it. Time and time again, we would receive letter after letter and threat after threat. We started to not even pay attention to them. Again, our naivety showed. After a while, when I think they had witnessed us giving up caring about their letters, the tone completely changed. It went from a gentle slap to a giant punch in the mouth. Wootton's representative sent us a very worrying letter that made us certain we were about to be dragged through the legal system. And it wouldn't surprise me if the email that they received was the same one that all other legacy media received, basically proving that Wootton is under investigation by the Metropolitan Police. At this point, we knew it was right to look into finding a solicitor. We already had people volunteering in our group who had good legal knowledge, and their advice changed from calm to panic. We rang every single firm local to us, trying to find one we could afford. It was hard, but we knew that we had no choice. We are so young compared to the people up against us. We are not from privileged backgrounds. We had to work for every single penny that we had. That's why our site meant the world to us. We put our hard-earned cash into it, and the thought of that being the reason we also lost everything had us in tears. We knew we had nothing in terms of resources compared to Wootton. He not only had a giant platform of people who we knew would come for us, but also money we could only dream of. A legal case could have put every single one of us in financial trouble to the point where we felt we had no option. The legal letters, the threats, our website even being hacked briefly, and network attacks, and the panic of thinking we had no chance of defeating this man, the end was reached. We had to let go of a project and the site we had loved. It felt so somber, but it was the only way we could all walk away without being dragged through the legal system. Upon reflection, it was Dan Wootton who promised his viewers no spin, no bias, no censorship. But it was ultimately the people who wanted to achieve such goals that ended up silenced, out of fear of what he would do to us for publishing the allegations against him. The Democracy Unlocked community was set up to unlock the very truth that is still going unheard, and now it is gone. Ollie Boone was a founding member of Democracy Unlocked, and it's sad to see that this is happening. But as we got by here, the legal letters, the threats, the website was hacked, and network attacks. The same stuff happened to the Byline Times. When you have a small, independent website like the Democracy Unlocked was, who literally just put out stories just to tell people what's happening in the world. Right, this is the story, let us know your thoughts and opinions. We're going to publish this article that, is going around, it's floating around, it's all on social media, people are posting the web links and everything else. We're going to cover this. And all of a sudden, you just keep receiving threat after threat from someone who is a champion for free speech and no censorship. What does he go and do? I'm going to get rid of you. I'm going to sue you because of this. You're going to sue us because we're just telling people that you've allegedly done stuff. that you've been accused, you know? And with Wootton doing all of this, it does go to show that when something like this happens, obviously the way it's gone forward and the way he's shut down legacy media, I think it's safe to say that with Wootton trying to silence everyone, I think it's just going to prove to people that all of this is in fact true. You know, it's just going to make that case stronger for everyone to think. But that's what we got, ladies and gents. Let me know what you think of this down below. What's going to happen? Do you think Wootton's still going to have many jobs by the end of the year? Let me know down below, folks. If you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for future updates, and I'll see you soon.